At 5:45, when you take over with baseball, we're going to switch weather coverage over the air to 104.5 FM. We're going to continue, obviously, as we always do on Facebook with weather coverage, but that way we'll, not interrupt folks with baseball that much, and you can certainly tell folks, if they want weather coverage to know what's going on, to tune over to Capital City Rock.
Absolutely. Yep, we will do that. And looking forward to baseball out here tonight with the rains that have gone through. Everything is looking a lot good. They had a full infield tarp, so that helped us not get postponed here tonight to keep everything going. And, of course, as the weather moves in, I'll continue to make sure that if you're tuning in here and there, you hear my voice. It's not severe weather coverage that I'm doing, although I will tell you where the severe weather coverage would be at for the evening.
John, as that activity was going through Rapid City, can you tell us a little bit about what you experienced out there?
Yeah, so we got here. Everything looked okay. You could see on the radar that things were going to start to move in. They were starting to warm up a little bit, but then you kind of felt the rain coming, and all of a sudden the wind came flying through. It was a gnarly wind that went through from left field through right field. And guys kind of hustled the dugout. Then they got the tarp on. They were able to get the tarp on without the wind carrying that tarp away or carrying the players away, because sometimes you see those not top 10 plays where somebody from the grounds crew gets sucked underneath the tarp. Everybody was able to get the tarp on. Everybody was able to take the cover that they needed to. They have a batting cage here to our left on the left field side that everybody was able to get into, and the concession stand obviously was, we were able to be in a good sheltering spot for the rain to come through. Very little hail fell with that storm. I mean, probably 10 seconds worth of hearing it hit a window, and that was it. But it was mostly just the rain that kept coming through, and it was a hard rain that came through, but the outflow boundary coming through was very strong before any of that rain started to fall.
Very good. And again, John, for folks that are listening on both Capital City Rock and KCCR, we're going to split away here at within the next minute or so, and baseball will begin here on KCCR at 5:45 Central Time. We're going to switch severe weather coverage over to Capital City Rock here this evening, and of course we're going to continue coverage on Facebook here as we watch this line of storms right now, just getting into the Curly area, moving through Phillip. You just had the wind, now you're going to start getting the rain. This will impact Midland, also the Kadoka area. You might be seeing the winds in Kadoka here very, very shortly. So, John, I know we're just a little short of 5:45, but I think I'm going to send it over to you for baseball here this evening on KCCR.
That sounds good, Zach. Appreciate it. And again, as Zach had mentioned too, go over to Capital City Rock, and you can check out all the weather coverage, listen to weather coverage, and of course, he'll carry that Facebook live stream from the KCCR studio into the Capital City Rock studio for weather coverage. It is getting close to game time, looking at a 6 o'clock first pitch Central Time. So here in about 16 minutes, we're looking to get ready to go, maybe a little bit behind schedule. Coach Huber of the Rapid City Post 320 Stars was walking through and yelled up to the press box and said, hey, we're going to get started at 5, which obviously 5 o'clock Mountain Time, get started at 6 o'clock. Jen Brazilius back at the station. I knew I wasn't going to get it right the entire time. Jen Brazilius is back at the station. And Jen, well, let's go ahead and fire the open. Let's hear from our sponsors. Let's get the open started, and I'll pick back up with coverage here in just a second.
We've seen a lot of that in Sioux Falls. We've got guys that have been
It's time for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, and American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency.
A fly ball to center field as Spencer Eason is over. For the first time in 2023, Rollates and Miles Doyle has thrown a 6-inning no-hitter.
And by Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leinbach Construction, and First Dakota National Bank.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a line shot. That's to the left side. Bruce will around second. He's on his way to third. Hansen will see if he pulls up at second. He will. And Matt Hansen will have himself the cycle and an RBI double on top of it. An RBI double for Matt Hansen. He's 4 for 4.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, and Ferding Electric.
The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and roll eights. Post eights gets a big 12-9 victory in Game 2 to earn a split over Post 22.
And by True Green Chemalon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, AGE, Egtegra, and Stulkin Peterson. Now let's head to the booth for the call of the game with the voice of Post 8 award-winning KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
And a good evening as we welcome you here to Peatline Field in Rapid City as Post 8 and Post 320 will battle as the 8s are looking for their first wins of the season. Post 320 looking to get going on the winning side as they have struggled out of the gates and struggled here to the point of this early June season contest as the Post 320 Stars sitting at 2-27, Post 8 at just 0-6. Now, you look at the record between those two teams. Obviously, one has played 29 games and one has only played 6 games. Post 320 starts their season around just a little bit after the start of the high school baseball season, and they do not compete in high school. They play from the start and move all the way through the summer. So that's the reason why they've played 29 baseball games, because a lot of these guys are close to that 29 baseball game range if you include the high school season going into here this 7th and 8th game of the season. We're an hour later than what we were expecting. The rains came through, as you just heard here on YouTube and even on KCCR as well, that the rains came through and forced us to be delayed. We're looking at about another 12 minutes to get rolling, although guys haven't taken any IO yet, so maybe we're going to be a little bit behind the 6 o'clock Central Time start, but we're looking to get going here between Pierre and Post 320 this afternoon. Miles Doyle is on the mound. Noah Williamson is on the mound. Usually we talk about these guys getting started. We talk about the starting pitchers a little bit later than our first, before we take our first commercial break, but the delay won't hurt them because they didn't start to get themselves going in their routine. They had to maybe once they get off, for Miles Doyle getting off the bus, you start a routine a little bit. Williamson, once you get here at the field, you start your routine a little bit, but overall the routine didn't really get started and get going, so you didn't have to get yourself turned back down before you turn yourself back up again. That you were able to just to keep yourself from getting going early on, earlier than what this game now will be. So really the starters, yes, you can obviously anytime you have a bad outing after a rain delay, you can kind of maybe blame a little bit of the rain, but I think both these guys won't be sitting there overthinking the rain delay. That hurts them. I think they're going to be focused and ready to go, and that one will be a sign of two good pitchers being able to be focused and ready to go. But overall, because of how the rain delay started, they didn't start any warm-up tosses. They didn't really start. Post 8 was playing a little bit of catch. Post 320 was playing some catch, but nobody was really at the point of feeling like they were within 30 minutes of game time by the time that we had to stop and get the tarp on the field and get that rain delay, which will end up being a little more than an hour by the time that we get underway. But Post 8, Post 320 coming up here from Rapid City. We will step aside and we'll come back and we'll fill you in with starting lineups. And we'll talk that pitching matchup coming up here in just a little bit. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the Truck Bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the Truck Bypass. or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
And we welcome you back here to Pete Lean Field as we are getting set for first pitch coming up in just a little bit between the 8s and post 320. I had mentioned that they had not taken any IO. Well, that's because they're not going to take any IO for the day today. They are going to get ready to go and play here as we will start with starting lineups. First, it'll be Nolan Peterson that will lead things off for post 8. He is catching in game number 1. Sutton Sunshine, the center fielder, will bat second. Grayson Hunsley, the second baseman, will bat third. Charlie Simpson, the left fielder, will bat fourth. Cooper Twilliger, the right fielder, will bat fifth. J.J. Buckles, first baseman, batting sixth. Bridger Babcock, the DH, batting seventh. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And Carter Scheffelbein will make his Senior Legion debut today. He is the third baseman. He'll bat ninth after he had dealt with a back injury and also having to get appendix taken out. So he has been through the ringer with a lot of injuries or a lot of things that have kept him from playing baseball. But he will get the start. Miles Doyle will be on the mound for post 8 in game number 1. For Rapid City, post 320. Jacob Decker will lead things off. He's the second baseman. Colton Melhoff, the right fielder, will bat second. Tegan Sales, the third baseman, will bat third. Jet Peterson, the center fielder, batting fourth. Max Speed, the catcher, batting fifth. Ben Dressler, the first baseman, batting sixth. Carson Bussell, the DH, will bat seventh. Ian Feger, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And Andrew Lockhart will bat ninth he will be the shortstop. And for Feger, he will be the left fielder for Rapid City post 320. And for post 320 on the mound, Nolan Williamson will be the pitcher for post 320, as this will be for Williamson the second time he has pitched over the last week. He threw 2 1/3 inning, giving up no runs and no hits. He had a walk and 3 strikeouts against Aberdeen when they lost 10-6 in game 1 on Friday, as they have dropped 10 in a row, but 0-6 last week, with a runner beating them twice on Wednesday and then also losing back-to-back doubleheaders on Thursday, Friday to Aberdeen on that Thursday and Friday of last weekend, where post 8 is 0-6. And the Eights will be looking for their first win of the 2024 season with Post 320 looking for just their third win in their 30th game overall. Miles Doyle will be on the mound for Post 8. And for Miles Doyle, 6 2/3 innings so far in his one start for the Eights. This will be his second start. 3 hits allowed in that first outing. He had no runs, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts. The ERA is sitting at 0. The whip at 0.75. The batting average against at 130. If Miles Doyle can pitch like that all season long, the Eights are going to be in a pretty good spot going into the end of the season. And he will get himself a chance to win a lot of baseball games. He had 3 1-2-3 innings of the 6 full innings that he pitched. Half of his innings were 1-2-3 innings against Brookings a couple weeks ago, and first pitch strike at 76%. That's going to be a key for Miles Doyle and for any post-8 pitcher and a lot of pitchers. If that first pitch strike is very high, that will allow post-8 to have a good opportunity to not allow walks, to get guys out, and to be able to score some runs. We will step aside one more time. We'll come back in another 3 minutes with first pitch. After this, you're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore?
There are everyday moments.
What? Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder! Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Back here at Post 320's field, Pete Lean Field, as Pierre will be looking for win number 1 on the 2024 season, as we are getting set and ready to roll from Rapid City. The rains came through. You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Rains came through. We had about an hour delay. It'll be eventually about an hour and 5-minute delay is probably what we can put it on the books officially. Once first pitch is had, we'll tell you exactly when, how long that delay it was. But it is Pierre Post States taking on Rapid City Post 320 here this evening. And the Eights will be looking for their first win. And again, the starting lineup first for Post State: Nolan Peterson, the catcher, lead things off. Sutton Sunshine, the center fielder, bats second. Grayson Hunsley, the second baseman, batting third. Charlie Simpson, the left fielder, batting cleanup. Cooper Twilliger, the right fielder, batting fifth. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, batting sixth. Bridger Babcock, the DH, batting seventh. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, batting eighth. And Carter Schuffelbein, the third baseman, will get his debut at third base for the Senior Legion team. And Miles Doyle will be on the mound for Post State, with Post 320 going with Nolan Williamson. And for Nolan Williamson, again, the last time he played pitched was last Friday in that 10-6 loss to Aberdeen. He threw 2 1/3 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, had just one walk and 3 strikeouts. As Nolan Peterson will step to the plate.
Lean off for Pierre in the top half.
Hitting
of the first
267
inning.
so far
4,
on the
Nolan
season.
Peterson.
The Eights have upped their team batting average to 156, which is not where they wanted to be, but a much better spot than where it was with those 10 hits. I mean, they had overall 9 hits, 10 hits going into Game 6 of the season against Mandan. End up with 10 hits in the loss and then doubling their hit total. As the first pitch will miss outside for ball 1, and we are underway.
First pitch
at
5:04.
5:04, which 6:04 Central Time, so an hour and 4 minutes of a rain delay. As Peterson will rip that into center field and down for a base hit, and the Eights will start with a base hit. Peterson will pick up where Post State left off, hitting wise on Wednesday against Mandan last week, and runner on first with nobody out.
Number 24,
and it'll bring up
Sun and Shine.
Sun and Shine. And for Sun and Shine so far in the 2024 season, 273 batting average. Did not get one of those 6 doubles. Peterson had 2 doubles in that game on Wednesday, as Williamson gives up his first hit since a couple weeks ago, and he's given up back-to-back base hits. That's past a diving shortstop into left field, and his first and second. A couple of good hits early on here for Post State, and they're in business first and second with nobody out here in the top of the first. And it will bring up the number 3 hitter in Grayson Hunsley. Hunsley also had, he did not get a double, but hitting 77 so far with an RBI. He did pick up an RBI in that loss to Brookings, 2-1 loss to Brookings. That first RBI of the season. Now he's got an early RBI opportunity here. First and second with nobody out here in the top of the first. Post State was not waiting around. That first pitch is a curveball that stays upstairs, and Hunsley has to duck underneath it for ball one. They did not wait around at all. After having that hour rain delay, they're ready to swing the bats right away. Here's the 1-0 from Williamson. A long pause delivers. That's off the hands, a ground ball, slow roller, fielded by the shortstop Lockhart. His throw to first will be in time to retire Hunsley, but both runners will move up. And it's second and third now here with one away, and chance now for Charlie Simpson, the left fielder, with an early RBI opportunity.
12, Charlie Simpson.
Simpson hitting 167. Both of his hits were doubles on Wednesday. Did score twice for Post State on that Mandan doubleheader, that second game. First pitch will miss inside for ball one. Everything that has been across the plate for a strike has been swung at by Post State. No strike looking, no strike swinging so far from Nolan Williamson. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. So 2-0 count for Charlie Simpson, trying to drive in the game's first run. The 2-0. That one's taken for a strike at the top of the zone. The count goes now 2-1. Still get a hitter's count here for Charlie Simpson to try and drive in that game's first run. 325 down the left field line and 350 down the right field line. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. The count's now 2-2. So you would think when you see the right field foul pole, the left field foul pole, you say, well, it's going to be easier for right-handed hitters to hit home runs. Well, you get down the line, yes. But out in left center field, it juts all the way out to 415 before cutting back to 370 right straightaway center. There's a swing and a miss, a wave and a miss. Simpson was fooled on the breaking ball. It was well outside the zone and a strikeout. And there's two down here in the top of the first. And it's up to Cooper Twilliger to try and drive in any of these first
Next
two
batter,
runs.
right fielder, number 22, Cooper Twilliger.
Leadoff single by Peterson, followed by Sudden Sunshine, base hit. So it's first and second with nobody out, and making it now be second and third with two away. First pitch to Twilliger is on the outside corner for a strike. The count's 0-1. Williamson trying to get himself out of an early first inning jam. If you're Post State, you felt good the first two batters. Trying to pick up where you left off last Wednesday. You got to find ways to drive them in. That one's fouled back to the fence, chain link fence behind home plate, and the count's 0-2. And Williamson is now a strike away from getting out of that first inning jam. Here comes Seth from the stretch, 0-2 pitch. That one stays upstairs. Again, Twilliger had to duck underneath it. And the count goes now 1-2. Maybe baseball ended up being just a little bit too wet. And the catcher in Speed is trying to dry it off a little bit, rubbing some dirt on it, rubbing some of that quick dry they put behind home plate. That's really that and around first base, but the only spots that's kind of end up getting more rain than anywhere else in the infield before they put the cover, as they were putting the tarp on, as that one will bounce to the left-handed batter's box, but scooped up by Speed behind the plates, and the count goes to now 2-2. It was really all that you could see any kind of standing water, which he's easily taken care of. 2-2 pitch. That one's upstairs. Twilliger does not chase, and the count's now full at 3-2. J.J. Buckles is on deck. 2 hits of the inning, both standing at second and third. Full count pitch. Twilliger off the hands. That is fouled over to the right side. And it remains at 3-2. Of course, River Iverson, Coach Iverson coaching third base. Usually see Rich Leinbach over down the first base line, but not here today. Trevor Rounds is coaching first for Post State. 3-2 pitch. That one is fouled again by Terwilliger. Good battle here in the top of the first inning. Count remains full at 3-2. Brown's now dealing with I believe, a leg injury as well, so not sure if he's fully available to play and may not be able to pitch depending on the leg itself too, which leg it is and how it's feeling. May not be available to pitch even if he does play. 3-2 pitch. Curveball taken for strike 3, and Post State will fail to score. No runs, 2 hits in the inning. The lead off the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Rapid City. Post 320. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
At the bottom of the first, no score between Pierre and Rapid City. Post 320. With Jen Brazilius back at the station. John Wickler here on this Monday night. A little bit later than usual. Now it is here in Mountain Time, around the usual start time, but we were scheduled to get started at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. However, that hour and 4-minute rain delay keeps us and gets us started at 6:04 Central Time as we are underway here for game number 1 of our doubleheader. And the starting lineup for Rapid City Post 320, Jacob Decker, the second base, will lead things off. Colton Melhoff, the right fielder. Melhoff, the right fielder, will bat second. Tegan Sales, the third baseman, will bat third. Jet Peterson, the center fielder, batting fourth. Max Speed, the catcher, will bat fifth. Ben Dressler, the first baseman, will bat sixth. Carson Bustle, the DH, batting seventh. Ian Fieger, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Andrew Lockhart, the shortstop, will bat ninth for Post 320. First pitch showing bunt, pulling it back and taking it for a strike is going to be Jacob Decker. Post 320 over the last 6 games. They are hitting .269. Decker's hitting, though, just 77, just 1 for 13 in those last 6 losses. 0-1 pitch is at the knees and taken for a strike, and the count's quickly 0-2. And for Miles Doyle, again, just like we had mentioned, too, 76% of his first pitches went for strikes. 0-2 count. There's a half swing, but a full swing. Attacked by Peterson. The leadoff man is retired, and Miles Doyle in that first at-bat,
right fielder,
picking right back up where he left off against Brookings. It's already his 14th strikeout of the season. 14 strikeouts and now 7 innings of work. I mean, you're looking at 7 outs have been recorded by someone other than a Miles Doyle strikeout when he's on the mound. First pitch is missed inside for ball 1 to Colton Melhoff. Melhoff hitting .333 so far on the last 6 games over last week, with the 2 games against Renner and the 4 games against Aberdeen. 2-0 pitch. This will be flown out towards right center field. That one will get down for extra bases. Rolls all the way out towards the warning track. Sudden Sunshine will be able to get to it, but not before Colton Melhoff will get a 1-out double. And Post 320 is in business here in the first inning. Tegan Sales will step to the plate. Doubled in the last 6 games, driving in 3 runs for the Post 320 Stars. This is a team that's going to hit the ball well. Post State's going to have to make sure that they capitalize when they score runs. You know, they've struggled to score against Renner and gave up a lot of runs against Aberdeen and Renner. So you got to capitalize because they're a team that is susceptible to doing that. But once you start scoring runs, you can maybe make them start to feel like this is going to be another one of those games. As that one will miss low, and the count's now 2-0. And Doyle's gotten behind after getting a 3-pitch strikeout, has gotten behind the next two hitters 2-0. Sales waits in the 2-0 pitch. He'll swing and put that one into right center field. That's going to get down, and it's going to score a run. First earned run of the season for Miles Doyle. The second will go Sales. It's a one-out double, and post 320 is on the board.
Next batter,
Here in the bottom of the first
number
inning.
14, Jack Peterson.
Sales and Melhoff will switch places, and it's a 1-0 lead for post 320. Now, Jet Peterson, the center fielder, will come to the plate. Does have a double, 2 runs driven in. You look at the runner scores 15-3 and 19-2. Runner got that doubleheader sweep, and then Aberdeen scored no less than 10 runs in all 4 of those games, as that one's fouled out of play on the right side. First pitch strike. Aberdeen won 23-3, 16-6, 10-6, and 12-3. A lot of runs scored in 4 games. 0-1 pitch. There's a check swing. That'll be grounded to the second baseman. Hunsley boots it. The backhand flip is going to be just in time to get him out at first. So Hunsley stayed with it, and the runner will advance to third with 2 away here in the bottom of the first, and it will bring up Max Speed. And there's of course, with how the day went, it's hard to get the IO and get it going because you're trying to make sure the field stays in good shape. But not having played on this field, it's been a couple of years since Post State has played against Post 320. This will be flown into shallow right center field. Actually, will carry a long ways out there, but Sutton Sunshine will get over to make the catch and retire the side. 1 run scores on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the second. It is a 1-0 lead for Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
As we welcome you back here, top of the second, 1-0 lead for Post 320. American Family Insurance, Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. J.J. Buckles, Bridger Babcock, Dawson Getz. Anybody reaches base, Carter Schuffelbein will get a chance to swing the bat for the first time here in 2024 for Senior Legion and his Senior Legion debut over at third base. Didn't go through the defensive positioning for Post 320, and it is Ian Feger out in left, Jet Peterson in center, and Colton Melhoff in right. Tegan Sales at third, Andrew Lockhart at short, Jacob Decker at second. It'll be Ben Dressler at first, Max Speed behind the plates, and Nolan Williamson is just about set and ready to go for his second inning of work for Post 320 as he'll finish his warm-up tosses. After tonight's, we are done until Friday when Post State will be out in Harrisburg for the Dakota Classic. They're in the Harrisburg pool, and they will play the last game on Friday and the first 2 games on Saturday, with then the second game on Sunday. But it'll be a 6:30 first pitch on Friday. They start a doubleheader against Harrisburg and then West Fargo, North Dakota. They'll play Fort Calhoun, Nebraska at 6:30 on Friday.
23, J.J. Buckles.
And then it'll be a 10:30 a.m. starts on Saturday against Harrisburg Gold at West Fargo, North Dakota at 1 o'clock. That'll be following the Harrisburg game. And then they'll play Bennington, Nebraska at 1 o'clock on Sunday. They have to win the pool to advance. There are 8 pools. Every winner will advance into the quarterfinals of the pool. There is no wild card like there was last year. As the first pitch here to J.J. Buckles will come in and be taken for strike 1. So they have to win the pool to advance to Sunday night. And then after that, they could play on Monday if they get to the semifinals, which would be in August 10th. There's a ground ball up the middle, but that'll be fielded by the shortstop. And Lockhart, his throw to first will be in time to retire J.J. Buckles to lead off the top of the second. And we'll bring up Bridger Babcock, the DH.
Next batter, designated hitter number 15, Bridger Babcock.
And for Bridger Babcock, he is looking for that first hit of the season still. First pitch, the lefty is on the outside corner for strike 1. He is 0 for 8 so far, but the lefty will give a different look to the right-handed pitcher in Nolan Williamson. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Babcock just a tick behind, and the count's 0-2. Good swing there from Babcock, but just a little bit behind on the 0-1 pitch. Here's the 0-2 from Williamson, looking to retire him quickly. That's well outside, and the count's now 1-2. Max Speed, the catcher behind the plate. Got that left leg that kicks out. This time he won't because he wants it high. Be a grounded foul over to Iverson, who is Coach Iverson, able to barehanded make the play. And of course, every time you make a play, all the coaches on the other opposing team will give you a little bit of credit. Here's 1-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss. Curveball. Taken for swung on and missed for strike 3, and the third strikeout now here for Williamson. And there's 2 down here in the top of the second.
Number 7, Dawson Getz.
And it brings up Dawson Getz. Mentioned with Speed that his left leg goes down like he's doing the half splits. You've seen that sometimes in the majors. It's not an easy thing to do, but it helps you get a little bit lower as Getz will foul that off of his leg. Sometimes those low strikes where, if you're crouched down, or so it seems when you're crouched down, you maybe pop that glove a little bit too high, but you can really stick it at the low zone as low as you are. Make it seem like it's a little bit higher coming across the plate at the knees and get those low strikes. Counts 0-1 here to Dawson Getz. 0-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike as that one spun across the zone on the outside corner, and the count's 0-2. Looking for a quick inning here after a leadoff single by Peterson, followed by another single by Sonnenschein. He's looking for 6 in a row as Williamson. He'll be fouled at a play, and we'll do it again here at 0-2. So no 2 count with 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the second. The 0-2 pitch again. That one just missing low and away. Good take there from Getz. It's a hard one to take, but a good take from Dawson Getz, and the count goes now 1-2. And if you're watching on YouTube, you see a little bit more of that gray sky. We're not really concerned about any kind of weather coming through here the rest of the night, as that one's fouled back by Getz again. However, there are severe thunderstorm warnings that are out for Jackson, Millette County, as well as also Jones and Lyman County now, all out until 7:15 Central Time. And News Director Zach Nelson has got that taken care of on Capital City Rock and on Facebook page, as then Getz fouls that one back again. So he'll remain live as long as needed. Like it will be some thunderstorms that will go through the Pierre area, which probably helps out that we're out here, as that one nearly gets Dawson Getz. He ducks down, and the count's now 2-2. And I say that because the Storms left before we got started. The Junior Legion team was scheduled to play Rapid City Post 320 that might be more in jeopardy with the fact that they've already started playing. 2-2 pitch is low and away, and the count's now 3-2. Guess trying to reach base with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Went from 0-2 to 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts here in 2 innings for Williamson. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. No score, or 1-0 lead for Rapid City Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Beck Motor Company, your local Chevrolet dealer in Pierre, would like to thank all our customers for their business. This year, we are celebrating an amazing 55 years in business. We appreciate each and every one of you. Our family-owned and operated Chevrolet dealership is dedicated to providing our customers with top-notch service in every department. We offer a vast inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Chevrolet and Cadillac vehicles. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect vehicle that you will love for years to come. Check out our inventory at www.beck-motors.com. Beck Motor Company, Pierre.
Back here, bottom of the second. No 1-0 lead for Rapid City Post 320. With American Family Insurance, Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. And it will be 6, 7, and 8 for Rapid City Post 320.
In the Post 320
Ben Dressler,
second.
Carson Bussell, and
First
Ian
baseman,
Feger.
number 17, Ben Dressler.
2 doubles in that first inning scored a run for Post 320, where 2 singles in the first inning for Post 8 didn't amount to any runs scored. First pitch from Miles Doyle is outside for ball 1. Here in the bottom of the second, a 1-0 lead for the Stars. This will be flown out to right side. It'll be a long run for Twilliger, but that gets out of play. Hit the top of the fence over separating the parking lot and the Post 320 field. Not so much just in play, but the fence itself. And the count is 1-1 here from Doyle to Dressler. Here's the 1-1 for the right-hander. I want to miss low and away, and the count's now 2-1. For Dressler, he is hitting .375 with a triple. Again, they're a team that hit the ball well, even though they lost those 6 games to Renner and Aberdeen. They hit the ball well. Just gave up too many runs and didn't get enough hits when needed with runners in scoring position. There's a ground ball back up the middle that goes off of Doyle. It'll be fielded by Hunsley, but there's no chance to make the play. He seems to be okay, does Doyle. They'll check on him to make sure that he is okay.
Next batter, designated
that one
hitter,
looked like
number 12,
maybe
Carson
went off the
Bussell.
quad. But Doyle's more concerned that he didn't make the play and get the out than he is that he got hit with the ball. He's more upset that he didn't field it cleanly. So it ends up being an infield single. Carson Bussell will now come to the plate. The DH here in game number 1. As he digs in for the first time with the runner on first and nobody out. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Went too high up in the zone, and Nolan Peterson was able to jump and catch it. So Post 320 already threatening again here in this bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. The count's now 1-1. So far, I wouldn't even say the difference because we've only played an inning and 1 batter. But the biggest difference, what we've seen in that first inning, why in the back-to-back doubles maybe were hit, is Doyle was down 2-0 in the count. Runner takes off, that one's fouled back. And the count is now 1-2, and having to retreat back to first is Dressler. What Miles Doyle did so well in that no decision against Brookings was get ahead of hitters and stay ahead of all the hitters. Gave him just those 3 hits in 6 2/3 innings. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Doyle. That's his second. First down here in the bottom of the second.
Batter, left fielder.
And we'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Ian Fieger. Left fielder will dig in. And that whereas, what a pitching duel it was a couple Thursdays ago, or a couple Fridays ago when Post State dropped that game to Brookings, was the fact that it ended up being a 13 strikeout performance by Miles Doyle, which was fantastic that he did that. But the pitch count got so high where Breck Wilson, who ended up throwing an 8-inning complete game, he still probably could have gone the 9th. Here's a double play ball, ground to the short, throw to second for 1, but Hunsley bobbles the ball and can't make the throw. It is a fielder's choice. And that runner is out at second. It is on the transfer and not on the catch.
Number 5, Anders Lockhart.
We can't assume a double play was going to be turned, so it is just a fielder's choice. 6-4 on the fielder's choice, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the second. And the number 9 hitter, Andrew Lockhart. Got the lead runner. That's what you want. Keep that runner at first base. Pickoff attempt, and Doyle's trying to get out of that inning without throwing another pitch. J.J. Buckles, his sunglasses. We got to get him some new sunglasses. Pop off his hat every time the ball comes over to him. Strolling bunt, pulling it back. Then the throw to second. Got him by a mile. Grayson Hunsley will put the tag on. Nolan Peterson fires a strike to second and throws out his 6th runner of the season. That is what a start for Nolan Peterson behind the plates in now 7 games of the season. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the third, 1-0 lead for Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the top of the third inning, and for Post State's
here in the top half of the third.
And we'll have 9, 1, and
Third
2.
baseman, number 10, Carter Shufflebine.
Carter Shufflebine, Nolan Peterson, Sutton Sunshine will lead things off here for the Eights. Try to get their first runs, and for Carter Shufflebine, this will be his first at-bats of the season for him, Senior Legion-wise. First at-bats ever as a Senior Legion member. After his spring season was cut short. But Shufflebine ended up hitting .294 on the spring with those 5 hits and 17 at-bats. First pitch to him, he'll foul it back for strike 1. Had himself a pretty good day Junior Legion-wise, kind of almost you could say a rehab assignment. You know, guys down at AAA, AA before you come up to the bigs, and obviously, you know, meaning that he got a chance just to get a game in and see how he felt. But he hit the ball well on base. I think every time he came to the plate, ended up with a couple doubles, hit a triple. Felt pretty good after dealing with a back issue, appendix. 1-1 pitch to him is high and outside. The count's now 2-1. A guy that was turning into just about the everyday third baseman for for the Pierre Governors, and could be the everyday third baseman or middle infielder for Post State. That one is outside. The count's now 3-1. Slick fielding third baseman for the Governors. Slick fielding infielder for Pierre. He's going to be one to keep the eyes on over the next couple of years. That one is outside. That will be ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk to Scheffelbein. And it will bring up Nolan Peterson, who behind the plate, I don't think there's been anybody more happy to see guys take off to try and steal than Nolan Peterson. So far for Nolan Peterson, that was his 7th man he caught. It said 6 guys, but that was his 7th man that he's caught stealing so far in the season. And guys keep wanting to run on him. They keep trying to prove that he can throw out guys. And, I mean, he had Feger by a mile. All Hunsley had to do was just make sure he made the catch. There was no had to make catch in a quick tag. Scheffelbein will take off. That pitch is in the dirt. The throw to second will be off the glove and off the bare hand, and then the shortstop, but held on the infield, and it will be a stolen base for Scheffelbein. And of course, some of that is the help of his pitchers, too, that give him a chance to make a throw, and Miles Doyle was able to get that ball to the plate quickly. But for Peterson, the pop time was good, and Hunsley, like I said, all he had to do is just make sure he made the catch and put the tag down. A lot of other times you got to catch it and put the tag down right away. You feel like you got to do almost everything at once. That was secure the ball and then put the glove down. Here's the 1-0 to Nolan Peterson. It was chopper off the plate. Going to be a tough play here for the pitcher who bare hands. This throw to first will be in time. Scheffelbein will get to third. More of a sacrifice, but does go down as a 1-3 ground out. And there's one down here in the top of the third.
24, Sutton Sonnenschein.
And it will bring up Sutton Sonnenschein, who did single back in the first inning. And we'll try and drive in the first run for post 8 and tie the ball game up. Third baseman and Sales all the way in, pretty much even with Scheffelbein in his lead at third base. First pitch will bounce in for ball 1. Maybe expecting a safety squeeze potentially from Sonnenschein. Maybe not expecting that ball to be hard hit on the left side of the infield. Here's the 1-0. He'll go the other way, out towards right center field. Backing up is the right fielder to make the catch. Scheffelbein will tag. As Melhoff makes the catch, Scheffelbein will score. It's a 1-1 tie. And the Eights will have a productive run come in, and we're tied at 1 here at the top of the second. RBI sac fly for Sunshine.
Second baseman, number 5,
Sunshine.
Grayson Hunsley.
And there's 2 down, nobody on for Grayson Hunsley. Ground out of the shortstop on a slow roller. Back in that top of the first inning. First pitch to him will miss low for ball 1. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for post 8. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Rapid City post 320. Here's the 1-0. That one drops right in for a strike. The count's now 1-1. Back-to-back curveballs to open up the at-bats. Here's the 1-1. I want to miss a low, and the count's 2-1. And mention the dimensions of the field. 325 down the left field line, 350 down the right field line. But it gets all the way out to 415 out in left center field. That'll miss low and away, and the count's now 3-1. 370 in dead center field. All the advertisements out in right field, they have no marking of what it might be out in right center field. 3-1 pitch, swinging is Hunsley. He'll fly it out to center field, and backing up is the center fielder and Peterson to make the catch. Got a good hitter's count, but flew out to center to end the top of the third. 1 run scores on no hits in the inning, no errors, and no one left on base. At the bottom of the third, brand new ball game, tied at 1 between Pierre and Rapid City post 320. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
It is the bottom of the third, and it will be 9-1-2 here for Post 320 in a
Leading off
tie
for the
ball
Post
game.
320, third.
It
Second
is.
baseman, number 2, Jacob.
It'll be Andrew Lockhart that'll lead things off,
Number 5, Anders Lockhart.
as he was left at the plate to start to end that second inning, so he'll come back and restart the third. As the first pitch will swing, go the right side. That's going to get through on the right side. A little seeing eye single through the right side of the infield. And a leadoff base hit for Lockhart. Fourth hit of the ball game for Post 320. And just like they did in the second, they get the leadoff man on base with a single. And it's back now to the top of the order for Jacob Decker.
Next batter, second baseman, number 2, Jacob Decker.
Decker struck out swinging in 3 pitches against Doyle in the bottom of the first to lead off their home half of the ball game. As the first pitch showing bunt, pulling it back and taking it high for ball 1. Third baseman Shufflebein is in on the infield grass. Pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely over at first is the shortstop at Lockhart. See if the bunt's still on here for Decker. Showing bunt again. That one's popped up, but it will be foul. And it will land near the third base dugout. Count goes now 1-1. For a second, maybe Shufflebein can chase after it, but where it end up landing, it not a chance. And really, it was a little sloppy on the third base side from that walk up from the dugout. And the runner's going again. The throw to second, takes a hop over the glove of Hunsley at second. Backing up the throw was Getz, so a stolen base for Lockhart, and the count is now 2-1. Here to Decker, so they do not have to bunt this time. Now with the runner on in scoring position here with nobody out. 2-1 pitch is popped foul. That'll get out of play, and the count goes to now 2-2. Looking for his third strikeout now is Miles Doyle. And they get Decker on a second strikeout. 2-2. Chopper, left side, Shufflebein underneath his glove, fielded by Getz, and he's thought about maybe trying to make the tag for the runner from second to third. But once he stopped, he realized there was no chance he was going to get him. Nobody rode at first. And so it's first and third with nobody out, so we'll see how they score it. It's a tough play for Shufflebein coming in. They're going to give him a base hit for Decker. Really, Shufflebein couldn't wait. Otherwise, it was still going to be an infield single. Almost got him picked off at first base. Tag just not quite applied in time, maybe a little bit offline. Big lead for Decker, who most likely would try and run here with first and third. Nobody out. Does take off. The throw will be up the middle, and that one is off the glove of Hunsley as he was trying to cut it off. The runner started to break for home. A stolen base for Decker. But it's second and third as the runner had to stay put. Second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the third, and Post 320 is threatening to put a crooked number up on the board. The 1-0. That one missed inside. The count's now 2-0. Lockhart at third, Decker at second. The 2-0 pitch, that'll miss high and outside. The count's now 3-0, and Doyle's in danger of walking the bases loaded. .3-0 pitch, missing inside. That was ball 4. The bases are now loaded. Here with nobody out
Next batter,
in the bottom of the
baseman,
third.
number 3, Tegan Sale.
So Tegan Sales now. First pitch is over for strike one. Ground ball in the corners. Or back up to the pitcher. They can go home with it. Ground ball on the left side of the infield. Kicks off the glove of Getz into left field. 2 runs are going to come in to score. It will be a base hit. And a 3-1 lead here for post 320.
Next
2
batter,
RBI single
center fielder,
for
number
Tegan
14,
Sales.
Jen Peterson.
And it's first and seconds. And Sales has got all 3 RBIs right now for post 320. This will be popped up. Shallow left center field. Long run for everybody. Sunshine will come in to make the catch. On the first down here in the bottom of the third, everybody will have to retreat back
Next
to their
batter,
bases.
Catcher, number
And
24,
it brings up Max Speed.
Max Speed.
So runner on with first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And Max Speed, who flew out of the center fielder in his first at-bats, will come back to the plate. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Ground ball can get you out of this inning, but a 3-1 lead right now here for post 320. 1-0. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and the count goes now 1-1. A lot of close plays in this inning. One going underneath the glove of Shufflebine, one kicking off the glove out in the left field off of Getz. This will be poked foul out of play, and the count is now 1-2. And a 1-2 count here with 1 out. You're looking for that ground ball to maybe get that double play to get out of the inning. It'll come inside. And the count goes now 2-2. Two-two pitch. Off the hands, but fouled back. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So with a 2-2 count, pitch will come in, bouncing in for ball 3. And a full count here to the number 5 hitter in Max Speed. Three-two pitch. This will be skied up in the infield. It's an infield fly if it lands in fair territory. But it's got to be caught by Peterson, and he makes a fantastic catch. That's a really tough play for a catcher to make. Anybody to come in and make the catch. And that ball drops. It is just a foul ball and no longer an infield fly rule. But there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And Ben Dressler will try and drive in more runs here for post 320. First pitch swinging, that is fouled just away behind home plate, and the count's 0-1. Pearson took the mask off and really had very little movement. It was popped up right to the left of home. Catchers will get themselves turned back around. And, you want to try and turn yourself back around to the mound to make the catch, and that one was just straight up there, and where Peterson was standing, it turned into the little movement, probably helped him see that ball fall through. 0-2 pitch will miss low, and the count's now 1-2. And again, where that, the They have 3 umpire crew here again today, just like we did in Mandan. But the third base umpire, who's on the left side of the infield, immediately called for an infield fly. But if it lands foul, it's no longer an infield fly rule. 1-2 pitch, check swing. He did not go. They will appeal, and no swing, says the first base umpire. And Dressler has worked the count from 0-2 now to 2-2. Here's now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Dressler was fooled on the pitch from Doyle. And a strikeout, third strikeout of the ball game for Doyle. 2-run score. On 3 hits in the inning, there were no errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 4th. A 3-1 lead for Rapid City Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738.
As we welcome you back here, a 4-1 lead, 3-1 lead here in the top of the 4th. As the Eights will be looking to try and get back into this ball game and try and get this ball game right back tied. As it will be 4, 5, and 6. Charlie Simpson, Cooper Twilliger, and J.J. Buckles. Anybody reaches base, it'll go to Bridger Babcock. As we apologize for the buffering issues on YouTube, KCCR Sports, we've been pretty fortunate over the last couple weeks to not have to worry about that, but fortunately getting the buffer issue back here in Rapid City. But it is Charlie Simpson to lead things off here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. Simpson back in the first, struck out swinging. Eights on first and second with nobody out to that top of the first and failed to cash in. Really the difference of the ball game right now. 1-0 pitch is missing just a bit outside. The count is now at 2-0. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-1. It'll blow the heater by Charlie Simpson. Here is the 2-1. That is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count goes now 2-2. Post State got their leadoff man on base in the first and third, but a 1-2-3 inning in the second for Nolan Williamson. 2-2. That one's fouled back, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Charlie Simpson. Two again. Curveball that's left upstairs. Did not cross the plate at the letters, and the count goes now 3-2, and a full count here to lead off the top of the 4th. Williamson with a couple of shakes, and now here's the 3-2 pitch. That is upstairs for ball 4, and Simpson is able to draw the leadoff walk. The leadoff man on base for the 3rd time in 4 innings for Post State.
Number 22, Cooper Twilliger.
And we'll bring up Cooper Twilliger. Twilliger struck out looking to end the top of the 1st inning. He's had himself a pretty good couple of last days, a couple of offers, Nebraska being one of them, Kansas State. As that one will miss low, and the count's now 1-0 here to Twilliger. Here's the 1-0 to Terwilliger. That one will be fouled out of play, and the count's now 1-1. Don't also foresee that this will be the last of the offers from Terwilliger. I think there's going to be plenty more for Terwilliger before it's all said and done. Here's the 1-1 instead, stepping off, and it'll be everybody's getting back to first to Sun and Shine. Make that Charlie Simpson. And now pickoff attempt and back in safely is Simpson over there at first. And for those trying to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports, apologize for the technical difficulties. Everything was seeming to go well until just a little bit ago. Now there's a swing and a miss by Terwilliger, but it got underneath the glove of the catcher into second base. Will go Simpson on the pass ball. And the count's now 1-2. We're trying to find our way back into getting fully back on the air on YouTube. Here's now the 1-2 pitch. Curveball taken for strike 3, and Terwilliger is down on strikes for the second time in as many at-bats, and there's one down here in the top of the 4th.
Next batter, first baseman, number 23.
Bring up J.J. Buckles.
J.J. Buckles.
And so J.J. Buckles will try and drive in a run here for Opposed State. Runner in score position here, one out in the top of the 4th. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's a tough one to hit for Buckles, but down the count 0-1. He ground out of the shortstop in Lockhart in his first at bat. Here is the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. And so Williamson now looking for his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Make that his 5th strikeout of the ball game. 2-2. That one just misses outside. The count's now 1-2. Correction again, it would be looking for his 6th strikeout. He's got 5. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 here in the 4th. Here's now the 1-2 pitch from Williamson to Buckles. Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout, and there's now 2 down, although Williamson was starting to walk his way off the field like it was the 3rd out.
Next batter, designated
He'll now
hitter,
deal with
15,
Bridger Babcock.
Babcock.
So after a leadoff walk, back-to-back strikeouts, and the Eights are trying to cash in with a runner on a scoring position with nobody out. Simpson reached second on the pass ball in that at-bat against Cooper Terwilliger as the first pitch will will be stepping off as we are looking to be back on YouTube. We're going to keep the KCCR logo up for now. Maybe try and get back to the picture after the half inning comes to an end. Babcock will ground that one foul down the third base side. Coach Iverson lets that one bounce through and doesn't even attempt for it. He's 1 for 1, doesn't need to try and go 2 for 2. Counts 0-1 here to Babcock. He struck out swinging back in the top of the 2nd. He is 0 for 1 so far. Just 2 hits, both coming on the first 2 batters for Opposed State. Although Schuffelbein had walked and then ended up scoring on the sacrifice fly from Sun and Shine. 0-1 pitch, that'll get to the backstop, and to third base now will go Simpson. So any kind of base hit will score a run here for Bridger Babcock and for Opposed State. 3-1 is our score. The American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard here in the top of the fourth. Game one of our doubleheader. As you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Just past 7 o'clock in the capital city, 6 o'clock here. If you're looking for maybe the start of game two, well, we're only halfway through game one after having an hour and 4-minute rain delay. As there's a 2-0 swing and miss. And the count, make that a 1-2 count here to Bridger Babcock. And Williamson trying to finish off the inning with a third strikeout of the inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one is grounded foul. Iverson got a piece of it with his hand, Coach Iverson did, but it'll end up being foul. The count remains at 1-2. So Bridger Babcock digs back in, looking for a base hit, making a 3-2 ball game. 1-2 pitch, ground ball right back to the mound. It'll be fielded by Williamson. He'll underhand flip it to first and retire the side here in the top of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left on base. We head the bottom of the fourth. Post 320 has a 3-1 lead over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the fourth, it is a 3-1 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard for Rapid City Post 320. It is 7-8-9. Carson Bustle, Ian Feger, and Andrew Lockhart be the first three hitters here for Post 320 in the bottom of the fourth. Jen Brazilius back at the station. John Wickler here on this Monday evening as we welcome you in, and glad you're with us here on KCCR, as well as also on YouTube at KCCR Sports. If you're looking for severe weather coverage here at the top of the hour, you can head over to Capital City Rock. News Director Zach Nelson has that covered for you, as well as also on Facebook with a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that are to our south of the Pierre and Fort Pierre area. But looking on radar, looking like a pretty good shower going through the Pierre and Fort Pierre area right now.
Carson Bustle.
Carson Bustle will step to the plate, leading things off here in the bottom of the fourth. He struck out swinging back in the second for his now second at bat. First pitch swinging, and he's swinging a miss for strike one. Both pitchers have been relatively consistent and trying to work quick, efficiently, as the count's quickly 0-2. Here to the number one hitter in the inning, seventh hitter in the order, and a three-pitch strikeout of Bustle's. Second time that he has picked up a strikeout.
Next batter.
And there's one down here in the
Number 23.
top
Ian
of the bottom of the fourth inning, as Ian Feger now will come to the plate. Miles Doyle's thrown 51 pitches. This will be pitch number 52 as Feger swings and misses for strike one. On the other side of things, 68 pitches for Williamson through 4 innings. This will be off the handle, fielded over by Buckles. He'll boot it. He'll turn, flip, but that's going to be behind Doyle. He gets knocked down. And it's a runner on at first here with one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and that'll be an air charge to J.J. Buckles.
Anders Lockhart.
So first error of the ball game. Now runner on at first with one away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Lockhart, who singled and stole second back in the third inning, scored to make it a 3-1 ball game on the 2 RBI double from Tegan Sales. Will show bunt and it'll drop it down the third base line. Shufflebein will field, hits throw to first. It'll stay on the bag for Buckles. And the sacrifice is complete. That was a tough play to make for Shufflebein. Good play over there as well for J.J. Buckles to stay on the bag.
Number 2.
And there's now 2 down.
Decker.
And I'll bring up Jacob Decker. So Decker, who is 1 for 2, he singled and scored back in the bottom of the third inning. And he'll ground that one over to Hunsley at second. He'll stay down on it. His throw to first will be in time and retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We have the top of the fifth. 3-1 lead for Rapid City Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 3-1 ball game here in the top of the fifth inning. As we welcome you back here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We will try and may have to go with the KCCR logo here for much of the remainder of the ball game, just to make sure that we can stay on YouTube. On the internet not wanting to play nice with us here in this first game. We'll have to maybe lower the quality of the video to at least get you that video in the second game. As it'll be the top of the fifth. Dawson Getz, Carter Shufflebein, and Nolan Peterson. 8-9-1 here for Post State. Still got the scoreboard for you, and basically another chance of listening to the radio while streaming us on YouTube at KCCR Sports or on KCCRradio.com. Of course, over the air on 1240 AM and 98.9 FM around the capital city. AM station be able to pick up quite some distance as well, especially throughout the day. News Director Zach Nelson is over on Capital City Rock, taking care of weather, as well as also on Facebook. As Dawson Getz will wait on the first pitch. Pitch is over for strike one. To Dawson Getz, who struck out swinging back in the top of the fourth. Make that the top of the second, now hitting here in the top of the fifth. Halfway through this ball game, Post State down by 2. First pitch, make that the 0-1 pitch, is grounded back to the mound. Throw to first will be in time. The leadoff man is taken care of. Another ground out back to Williamson.
Next batter, third baseman.
And it brings up Carter Shufflebein. Shufflebein walked and came in to score the game's only run for Post State so far. He led off that third inning with that walk. Was able to steal second. Advance to third on the ground ball from Peterson back to the mound. This will be chopped to the right side, fielded by the second baseman. A lob throw is going to be wide of the bag at first. I don't know if the ball was wet coming off the infield grass or what it might have been, but Decker will get charged for the error. It was a Shufflebein was going up and down the line on that play, but it ends up being an error that's going to be charged to the second baseman in Decker. And it will bring up now Nolan Peterson. He is 1 for 2, single back in the first, grounded back to the pitcher. Back in the third inning, pickoff attempt. Shufflebind did steal second when he got to first on the walk back in the third inning. Post State has left 3 men on base, 1 run, 2 hits, and an error for Post State. 3 runs, 6 hits, and an error now for Post 320. Shufflebind thought about taking off, but that pitch missed low for ball 1. As Coach Iverson will yell out the numbers. Here's the 1-0 now from Williamson. Shufflebind takes off. That pitch is missing for ball 2. The throw to second, and the tag cannot be applied, and Shufflebind's got his second stolen base in as many attempts here in this game 1 of our doubleheader. And he stands now in scoring position for the top of the order to try and drive in. Runner on second here with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. 2-0. That'll miss low, and that counts now 3-0. Here to Nolan Peterson. Sudden Sunshine is on deck. The 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way and taking it for a strike is Peterson. And the count is now 3-1. Still good hitters count here for Nolan Peterson, the catcher. Trying to make this a 3-2 ball game. 3-1 is outside for ball 4, and it's now first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Next batter.
And then we'll bring up Sutton Sunshine.
Sutton Sunshine.
He's got the other hit of the 2 for Post State. After Peterson singled the lead off the ball game, he followed up with a base hit as well. And at first and second with nobody out, the 8s didn't cash in. Now it's first and second with 1 out, trying to cash in here for Post State. That one's off the glove of the catcher. Speed, and the second and third will go shuffle by. Ball allows runners to take another 90 feet, and a base hit could tie the ball game up at 3 here in the top of the 5th. Sunshine does have the RBI, hit a sac fly back in the top of the 3rd, so he is 1 for 1. No activity out in that left field bullpen right now for Post 320. That pitch will come inside on the fastball, and the count's now 2-0. No activity in the right field bullpen for Post State either, with Miles Doyle going those 4 innings right around the 60-pitch mark. Pretty good shape to continue to dig deep into this ball game. 2-0 pitch. That'll miss low and away, and the count's now 3-0. On deck is Grayson Hunsley. So 3-0 count to Sutton Sunshine with Grayson Hunsley on deck. Here is the 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way and taking for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. See if Sutton Sunshine can hit one down the left field line. Don't get to try and hit one in the, I mean, you could hit one in the gap and run for days, but down the line is a lot easier to maybe get out of here and give Post State a lead. It's a good hitter's count here to try and make that happen. 3-1 pitch. Sunshine with a ground ball that will score a run. Shortstop will field. His throw almost too high over the bag from Lockhart to Dressler, but another run is driven in. Productive out for Post State. The tying run moves up to 3rd base, and a 6-3 RBI ground out
Grayson Hunsley
for Sutton Sunshine, who has driven in both runs for Post State, and we'll see if Grayson Hunsley can make it a 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. Hunsley's 0 for 2. Ground out to the shortstop and also flew out to the center fielder in his 2 at-bats. First pitch is over for strike 1 in the outside corner, the top of the zone. The count's 0-1. Base hit ties the ball game up. Wild pitch can do the same as well. Hunsley will reach for the 0-1 pitch, foul it out of play, and the count goes to now 0-2. And Williamson looking to get through that 5th inning, keep this a 1-run ball game. Unearned run against him here in the 5th inning. Now with that second out committed, it would be an unearned run if Peterson would come in to score. 0-2 pitch. Fouled back. Hunsley stays alive. Charlie Simpson is on deck for Post State. 1 run is scored in the inning, again without a base hit from Post State. So they did so in the 3rd inning too. Here's the 0-2. Reaching for it again is Hunsley. He'll foul that one away. Staying alive at 0-2. So another 0-2 pitch upcoming here from Williamson to Hunsley. On its way. Swing and a miss. Hunsley waved at it, went farther outside the zone. And that's a strikeout of Hunsley. But a run does score without a hit, one error, and 1 man left on base. Head to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 lead for Rapid City Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the bottom of the 5th. Post State is down 3-2 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard.
Colton
Melhoff, as well as Tegan Sales and Jet Peterson, 2-3-4 here for Rapid City Post 320. As the 8s got that run, looking for the shutdown inning. Give themselves a chance with 4, 5, and 6 in the 6th. Tie the ball game back up. First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. And again, I was hoping maybe we can get the video, the live video up and going, which we are still on YouTube, out of buffering on YouTube, but because of the internet and how it's just not wanting to work, we're going to have to go with the KCCR logo up there on the screen. We'll follow along with the scoreboard as this one will be a slow roller. Shufflebind will field at third. That underhand toss across is in time. The leadoff man retired, and a good play there for the third baseman, Shufflebind, who he fielded it right in front of the bag and right in front of the shortstop and Dawson Guest, but his momentum carrying him over to the first base bag. Third baseman goes and gets any ground ball he can go get, especially when most of the time he's going to be heading toward that first base bag. As Tegan Sales will dig in, he'll pop up the first pitch on the infield right side. Grayson Hunsley will call for it. He'll backpedal, make the catch, and retire Sales, and there's 2 quickly down here in the bottom of the 5th. And brings up Jet Peterson. Was just going to mention that he was 2 for 2 with a double and a single with 3 RBIs. He's driven on all 3 runs. That was the first time he came to the plate without anybody on base. And the first pitch, he promptly pops up on the right side, and there's 2 quickly down. First pitch, as Peterson was looking to swing, he threw his hands at it. The barrel really didn't even break the plane, but it's a strike and a full swing from Peterson. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be taken for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. And Doyle looking for a quick bottom of the 5th inning here. And to go through 2, 3, and 4 in order. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Peterson. He'll foul that one away on the right side. It stays alive at 0-2. Peterson was 0 for 2, ground out to Hunsley in the first. Also flew out to Sunshine in center in the third. George Stallion not here today. Everything, he is just unavailable. He is out of the camp. This will hit Peterson, and it will not be a 1-2-3 inning for
Next batter, catcher,
Miles
number
Doyle.
24, Max Speed.
And Max Speed will come to the plate. Plate umpire checking to make sure that Peterson is okay. Max Speed is 0 for 2. He flew out of the center fielder sun and shine in the first. He popped up in foul territory right behind home plate. Not even right behind home plate, just the left of home plate. In the right-handed batter's box to Nolan Peterson. Came back in the third inning. First pitch, as trying to get a jump on it, was Peterson to steal second and trying to get a jump on the first pitch with Speed, but he fouled it out of play. The count's 0-1. Might be one of the best names in the state, Max Speed. Pickoff attempt to the tag, and he is safe at first. Buckles, that was a close play at first, but Buckles, as he pulled the glove up, lost the ball. Umpire was already signaling that he was safe anyway, but would have been safe had he been tagged out. Another pickoff attempt, and almost got him again over at first. And Peterson is getting the biggest lead that he can possibly get without getting picked off right now. The 0-1 pitch, runner started to take off. Now swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. Peterson didn't pull the trigger to fire to first. He might have had him picked off at first base on a back pick. But then either that or he would have took off for second and trying to get a rundown. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. They got to throw it to first to retire the inning. And stepping in the bag is Buckles, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We head to the sixth. 3-2 lead for Post 320 over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
It is the top of the sixth inning, and Post State is down by 1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, and they will have 4, 5, and 6. As Nolan Williamson will be looking to continue to throw the ball well, giving up just one earned run, one unearned run, which came in the top of the fifth inning. Carter Shufflebine has scored both runs. Charlie Simpson, make that sun and shine, has driven in both runs of being Carter Shufflebine. Charlie Simpson will lead off. He struck out swinging back in the first and walked in the fourth. As Simpson will get ready to hit Cooper Twilliger, J.J. Buckles will follow. A big inning here for Post State, trying to get this thing tied up before heading into that bottom half of the sixth inning. Here's the first pitch from Peterson that comes inside, nearly gets Simpson. Only one man has been hit today. That was in that last half inning. Jet Peterson was plunked on the shoulder. No activity out in the left field bullpen quite yet here for Rapid City Post 320. A 1-0. That is missing outside. The count's now 2-0. for Nolan Williamson, this will be pitch number 89 upcoming. So he's starting to get to the end of the line, and maybe they're going to be looking for a guy that's on the field as Simpson swings and misses, and the count's now 2-1. Miles Doyle through 5 innings has thrown 66 pitches, so he is in very good shape to go for sure the 6 innings, and if they get into the 7th, he's in pretty good shape to make it through 7 innings. 2-1. Simpson will foul that out of play, and the count's now 2-2. That was pitch number 90 from Williamson. And you look at the day's rest with the Harrisburg game on Saturday, and if, obviously Post State wants to win every single game. There is no question about it. But there's one game for the Dakota Classic that is more important than any other game, and that's against Harrisburg Gold. That's the one that counts for the seed points at the end of the season. That one will miss low. Simpson checked his swing. He did not go, and the count's now full at 3-2. But you're going to put all your eggs in that basket on Saturday against Harrisburg. So which means that Doyle, regardless of how many pitches he goes today, would be available to pitch against Harrisburg Gold on Saturday. 3-2 pitches outside, a leadoff walk issued. Tying run is on here to open up the top of the 6th. And it brings up Cooper Twilliger, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Both backwards Ks here for Twilliger. So if one, you want to win these 2 games here today, you're putting everything into these 2 games. You're not worried so much about who's available to pitch on Friday in your first game. You're only playing 1 game. But you're setting your rotation for the weekend from Saturday morning and basing it around the rest of that weekend. That one will miss outside. Twilliger was showing bunt and pulled it back and taking it for ball 1. And then we talked about it when Renner came to town, that the Royals had played Yankton. The semifinals of that Yankton tournament was not the Lewis and Clark tournament. I think that was this past weekend, but they had played Yankton in the semifinals. That does not count for a South Dakota game because it was not originally on the schedule of pool play. You were not expecting to play those games. So they do not count for South Dakota games. Twilliger is showing bunt again well early, pulls it back, and again missing for a ball, and the count's now 2-0. And Williamson starting to struggle here with just about 10 pitches remaining. So even if Post State ends up going 4-0 in the pool, winning the pool and advancing to the quarterfinals, and going all the way to the championship and playing South Dakota teams in every single one of those spots, the Harrisburg game is the only one that actually counts towards the South Dakota record. So you really are putting everything into that Saturday morning. As that one will miss low, and the count's now 3-0. And it's Harrisburg Gold, which is going to be a tough task. And one of those probably 4 teams in the state that you're feeling like is going to be one of the best at the end of the season. So that's a tall task for them, for Post State to try and get a win against Harrisburg Gold. 3-0 counts. Twilliger may be showing bunt, but he will not bunt the ball. He'll pull it back, and it will take for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. We'll see if the bunt is still on with a 3-1 count, or maybe they give him the green light to try and swing. Simpson will lead away from first. Twilliger digs back in. 3-1 pitch here from Williamson to Twilliger. Shows bunt. Pulls it back, taking it for a strike, and the count's now 3-2. And that bunt will not be on. We'll see if maybe Simpson wants to try and take second on a 3-2 pitch. On deck is J.J. Buckles. Here's the 3-2. That one's to the right side of base hits. Rounding second is Simpson. He'll make his way to third. Is booted by the right fielder. Twilliger will make his way to second. Now the run will try and score from Simpson. It is cut off. No throw to the plate. We are tied at 3. A single and then an error by the right fielder will tie the ball game up here with nobody out in the top of the 6th, and the 8 still have a runner in scoring position. Melhoff couldn't pick it up cleanly out in right field, which then allowed Twilliger to take second, but Simpson was already on his way to third by the time that ball was booted. And he was able to round third, come in to slide in safely without a throw at home. And we're tied at 3. And now here the Eights have a chance to take the lead. Terwilliger's on at second. With nobody out here in the top of the 6. It does not go down as an RBI for Terwilliger. But does get a base hit. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Buckles. That is their first hit since the first 2 batters of the ball game for Post State. And they had scored 2 runs in the 3rd and 5th innings. Without a base hit from the 2nd through the 5th. But yet they get the ball game tied 3-3. Seeing the plates as well as also getting productive outs. That one's fouled off the mitts of the catcher in speed. The count's now 0-2. And Williamson is going to be down to the end of his day here. We're going to see how many. That was pitch number 100 from Williamson. So he's got 5 pitches left. And probably not going to get through the 6th inning unless the Eights swing it first pitches here and quickly swing. That one will get off the glove behind Buckles. To third will go to Williger. And the Eights now have the go-ahead run 90 feet away with nobody out in the 6th inning. And will the infield come in all the way around? It looks like they're going to. I mean, you have to. There's a 3-3 game at the top of the 6th. Runs haven't been easy to come by in this game. You're going to keep Terwilliger over at third as long as you can. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Buckles will foul it out of play. Stays alive. The count remains at 1-2. This will be pitch number 103. So he's got to get to Buckles here, and then the next batter on 1 pitch have a chance to get through 6 innings. Base hit up the middle for Buckles, and Post State leads 4-3. The infield was drawn in with Terwilliger at third. Buckles lines it up the middle for a base hit, and the Eights have their first lead today. RBI single for J.J. Buckles. And here's now Bridger Babcock, but time is called by Coach Huber. And we'll see if Williamson, his day will be done. And not seen anybody warming up in the left field bullpen, but had not looked while post 320 was at the plate. But that will end the day for Williamson, and we'll bring in the reliever. We'll tell you the change coming up here in just a moment. Back in a minute. Post State now leads at 4-3 here in the top of the 6th. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you, are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
So Williamson is able to only go 5+ innings, and he will be relieved from it for Tanner Knutson, who will try and keep this a 4-3 lead in favor of the Eights, as Williamson will go 5 innings, giving up just 4 hits. He can't close the book quite yet. Buckles is on base, and he is still to deal with, but he gave up 4 runs. 2 of those 4 runs were unearned. 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 103 pitches for Williamson. And you look on the reverse side, we mentioned Miles Doyle having 66 pitches through 5 innings. He is now with the 8-7 in the lead. And as long as they keep the lead through 6 innings, we will see a bottom of the 7th. And Miles Doyle, with still 39 pitches remaining, will have a chance to try and maybe go the distance in this ball game and get Post State their first win. They do lead it right now, 4-3. Tanner Knudsen, as he comes in, he started last Wednesday against Renner. He threw 2 innings, gave up 8 hits, all 10 runs were earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in those 2 innings, giving up a 15-3 win to the Renner Royals in game 1 of that doubleheader. Renner took the second game 19-2 over Post 320. Then Aberdeen won a 20-run game, 23-3, and then 16-6 before ended up being a 10-6 game in game 1 on that Friday for Aberdeen, and then a 12-3 win over Post 320 to round out the week for the Stars in the 4-game sweep for Aberdeen. That one will miss for ball 1 to Bridger Babcock, who is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the second, grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. 2 runs have already scored. Post State leads at 4-3. That pitch is a curveball that drops in for a strike, and the count's 1-1. They lead it here on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. They can still add to it. Here's the 1-1. Step off and a throw to first off the glove of the first baseman of Dressler, but not far enough away for Buckles to take off for second. He's got the go-ahead RBI for J.J. Buckles. That was his first hit of the season, first RBI, and that's a big way to get your first hit of the season. Give you some confidence as the season goes along here. 1-1 instead, another step off and a throw over, and standing back up at first is Buckles. And if you're joining us on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we're having some internet issues, internet quality issues that have kept us, we're still going because we got the logo up there and not the video itself, not the live video of the ball field. So that's why the scoreboard is up with the logo. Again, another step off and throw to first base. And time will be called, and not sure if Max Speed's making his way out there saying, hey, that's not the sign that I'm giving you is the throw over. I'm giving you a different sign. Because with Buckles standing over at first base every time, he's not getting the lead that is, I mean, he still could take off, but a lot of times when you're picking off, you're usually looking at trying to get a guy that is diving back in. Here's the 1-1. Pitch will be at the knees, the bottom of the zone, taken for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. They say it's 2-1, but most positive that was a strike earlier in the count. That pitch misses low and away, and the count is 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Bridger Babcock. That one's fouled away off the shin pad of the catcher in Speed, and home plate umpire is saying, well, you throw the baseball back to him, and they went all the way back towards the fence behind home plate. The count remains at 2-2. 2 runs in the inning, 2 hits, and an error. And the Eights still have a runner on at first with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. 2-2. That one is a line shot that is caught by the second baseman and Decker, who was just able to get over to it and reach up. It was more of a soft liner.
Next batter, number 7, Dawson Getz.
But a tough play for the second baseman, Decker, behind the second base bag, and he'll make the catch for the first out. And they'll bring up Dawson Getz, who is 0 for 2, strikeouts and a ground out. His 2 at-bats. Showing a bunt was Getz, fouling it off the home plates, back behind the plate, and it's taking it in. It's 0-1 here to Getz. only the fifth man to come to the plate so far here in this sixth inning, but the first three reaching base with a walk, 2 hits, that error by the right fielder. And Melhoff helped score that first run and put Terwilliger into scoring position, which then ended up coming home on there's a line shot, base hit up the middle. Buckles will stop at second. The throw will come to third. He was off with the pitch, but because of the line drive that was hit, that was just to the outstretched arm of the shortstop Lockhart, he had to stop, thinking that if that ball is caught, obviously he's probably going to be thrown out at first, but tossed a freeze on a line drive, and he did not, with that line shot, he was hesitant to keep moving to second when he got through. By the time he got through and picked up by the center fielder in Peterson, that really didn't want to try and risk that. Now with one out, maybe you try and risk it, but Scheffelbein up, who has seen the ball well with 2 walks so far, will ground that one over. Third baseman will feel it. He'll step on the bag at third, and that's going to be the only play made. It'll be a fielder's choice, and there's 2 down now here in the top of the 6th. 5 unassisted on the fielder's choice, and it's
batter, number 4, Nolan Peterson.
Still first and second, and Nolan Peterson, who has been on base 2 of the 3 times he's come to the plate. Gets at second, Scheffelbein in first, hitting with a runner in scoring position. Ball State was hitting just 140 with runners in scoring position coming into this ball game. That's a balk. They did not call the balk. First pitch is missed outside for ball 1. The pitcher in Knutson, he started to go back, then he stopped and kept peering in. But none of the 3 umpires had seen that he had balked. As Peterson will fly this one up left side, that is foul territory, that will land out of play. Into the left field bullpen, the count's now 1-1. May not make a difference in the grand scheme of things. I might have just been pulling my head up from looking at the book to see that happen. It may not have been exactly what I saw. See, he looked like he did it again. Looked like he started to go and stopped, making his way back up to come set. This will be popped foul on the right side. That'll land foul, and the count's now 1-2 here to Peterson. But a couple times now, the second time that Knutson has done that. Could have been runners at second and third if one of those 2 had been called. So now here's the 1-2 pitch. That one taken for strike 3. It's off the glove of the catcher in speed. His throw to first will be in time to retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. But 2 runs do score in the inning for Post State. They take the lead on 2 hits, an error, and 2 men left on base. To the bottom of the 6th, Post State leads at 4-3 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
It is the bottom of the 6th. Post State is leading on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard 4-3. Miles Doyle will have 39 pitches to work with. He can officially close the book on Nolan Williamson, who gave up in 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs to earn, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And Tanner Knutson was able to work around the potential jam as he was
Lean up and a pulse 320 star.
gave up a base hit.
Number 17, Ben Dressler.
Got a fielder's choice and a backwards K to get out of the inning. 6, 7, and 8 here for post 320. Ben Dressler, Carson Bussell, and Ian Feger, the first three hitters. First pitch will bounce in for ball one. That was a long inning, long break between pitches for Miles Doyle, who was very efficient in that fifth inning. The imperative to try and get ahead of hitters, but he is down 2-0 in the count right now. Here to the first baseman, Ben Dressler, who is 1 for 2. He singled back in the second, and then struck out swinging. Counts 3-0. Miles Doyle trying to regather himself here. The 1-run lead here, pitching in the bottom of the sixth. 3-0 pitch, that's over for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Took a little bit off of it to make sure that was a get-me-over pitch. A good hitter's count here for Ben Dressler. 3-1 pitch here from Doyle. That one's fouled out of play, and the count's now 3-2. Looking for a strikeout here is Miles Doyle. It'll be his 6th of the ball game, and it's going to be upstairs for ball 4. And a leadoff walk is issued. I'll bring up Carson
Your
Bussell.
attention, please. Pitching
Make
for
that a
your
pinch hitter.
20 stars. Number 21, Jonah Blake.
Jonah Blake will hit for Carson Bussell. I mean, the DH, it doesn't change much of anything other than a new designated hitter in Jonah Blake. Blake went 2 for 5 of the last 6 games. Pickoff attempt. Back in safely without a tag applied. This Dressler over at first. So Blake will get a chance after Bussell went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Tying run is on at first. First pitch will miss outside for ball 1. You gotta think that J.J. Buckles would be available to throw here in the 6th and 7th inning and maybe try and close it out. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1 here. Doyle will come set from the stretch. 1-1 pitch is missing it high and outside. The count's now 2-1. See if Doyle can induce a ground ball here. Start a 6-4-3 or 4-6-3 double play. 2-1 pitch. That's a good curveball. Cutting around the edge of the plate to the inside corner, and the count's now 2-2. Two-two pitch. That's high and outside. Doyle does not want to walk back-to-back hitters here and put the go-ahead run on base, but the tying run in scoring position here with nobody out in the 6th inning. The 3-2 comes inside. Blake will draw the walk. And it's first and second. Just the 3rd free pass, 3rd walk, 4th free pass overall. And it's first and second here with nobody out, and Coach Iverson will bring everybody in around the infield to have a conversation. And you got to think that maybe Buckles would be the guy that they would go to. DH, Bridger Babcock, what do you try and do? Do you move Terwilliger to first, put Doyle at second, maybe Hunsley to third, and Schuffelbein to right? Do you bring Babcock in to play right, Terwilliger moving over to first, and you call it good? You keep the lineup same. Obviously, Doyle would be in the lineup for Babcock if that would be the case, if he would stay in the game, if Buckles does come over from first to the mound.
Batter, number 23, Ian Feger.
But the DH would be gone. Whether the DH enters the game in the field or if Doyle stays in, especially if Buckles comes in to pitch. But you feel like maybe he would be the guy. First pitch is just missing for ball one, and Doyle's got his hands outstretched and open. Wonder where that pitch might have missed. Ian Feger waits on the 1-0 pitch. That'll catch the bottom of the zone. The count's now 1-1. Feger grounded into a fielder's choice in the first, reached on an error in the fourth. He's 0 for 2, but been on base both times. 1-0 pitch showing bunt. He misses. That's a strike, and the count's now 1-2. Feger trying to put one down quickly, more for a bunt base hit than a sacrifice. Doyle looking for the strikeout here. 1-2 pitch. Got him. Swing and a miss. Feger strikes out. There's one down, and it's now the number 9 hitter in Lockhart.
Next batter, number 5, Anders Lockhart.
So Lockhart, who is 1 for 1, he had a sacrifice bunt in the fourth inning, but singled the third. First pitch swing, ground ball right side. That's through for a base hit. Twilliger will come up with it. He will fire it home. It's going to be just up the first base line, and a tying run will score on the RBI single for Lockhart, and we are tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And runners are at the corners. RBI for Lockhart. First man to get an RBI. That isn't Tegan Sales, but now it's the top of the order here. And you got to expect Lockhart will be off of the first pitch. With the fact that it was first and third, they're going to probably send him to see if Peterson will try and throw him out at second. First pitch, runner takes off. It's a safety squeeze, but it is foul. And the count is 0-1. Umpire didn't put his hands up, but probably said foul at home plate because Peterson was looking, saying, hey, look, I'm sitting in fair territory, but he had caught it with the glove, and as he turned, that's when he got into fair territory. Tried to put a safety squeeze on. Runner goes back to first base. He's off of the pitch again. That'll be taken for a strike. Peterson doesn't catch it cleanly, but it's a stolen base for Lockhart. And now the infield will have to come in all the way around with one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But an 0-2 count. Strikeout would be big for Miles Doyle. 6 strikeouts so far. That would have hit him, though. And with an 0-2 count, the bases are now loaded. Sets up a force out.
Next batter, number 32, Colton Melhoff.
Colton Melhoff, who doubled back in the first inning. 1 for 2. Drew a walk in the third and ground out to Shufflebine over at third in the 5th. The middle will stay back to try and turn an inning double play. Corners are in. A ground ball back to Buckles or Shufflebine in the corners. They'll go home with it. Anything back to Doyle as well, he'll go home with it. First pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. Go-ahead run stands 90 feet away for post 320 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Eights will have 2, 3, and 4 in the 7th. Looking to either tie or take the lead. Hopefully it's the latter as soon as they come to the plate. 1-0 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. So Doyle's got to find the strike zone, nowhere to put Melhoff. He's got to attack him. Something on the ground, swings and misses. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike at the knees, and the count's 2-1. Let's give me the ball game right here, these next couple of batters. 2-1. That's a strike at the knees again. It's low strike has been there. But the count's now 2-2, and if Doyle can put one more right around that spot, either Melhoff's going to swing and miss, take it for a strike 3, or pound it into the dirt. 2-2. That one just misses, looking to maybe get into a chase. It's a really good pitch there from Doyle. A really good take from Melhoff, and this now a full count with one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Walk gives post 320 the lead. 3-2 pitch. Taken. No, that is just missing for ball 4. And a walk that will score the go-ahead run.
Next batter.
And it's a
number
5-4 lead now.
Tegan Sale.
RBI walk, and Doyle can't believe it. It's hard to say the same thing that one did not catch the strike zone from where we're sitting at. But Tegan Sales, who's already got 3 RBIs, comes back to the plate, and first pitch will swing and foul that one out of play for strike 1. Sales is 2 for 3, RBI double in the first, 2 RBI single in the third. He's got a chance to break this thing open here in the bottom of the 6th inning with post 320 now leading 5-4. Still in a ground ball away from getting out of the inning. 0-1 pitch, that one's fouled away again. The count's now 0-2. Sales is a pretty confident hitter right there. He was smiling after that first pitch, thinking either should have put it down the right field line or shouldn't have swung at it. 0-2 pitch. Chopper having to come and make a play is shuffled by, and the only play is going to be to first. They will retire Sales. Another run will come in to score the RBI ground out. So on the shortstop side.
Next batter, number 14, Jack Peterson.
Of the base, or of the infield. And where Shufflebine was playing in on the corner, he had to move laterally over to his left. And once he fielded that ball, there is no chance to throw the ball to first base. I know it's anything that Buckles and Shufflebine would feel, but too slow of a roller, not enough time to try and throw home. He had to make sure you get it out. And ends up being a 5-3 RBI ground out. 4th RBI for Sales, and Jet Peterson now with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch is over for strike 1. So it's 2nd and 3rd, a 6-4 lead. Post State will need at least 2 runs here in the top of the 7th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's taken for a strike at the top of the zone. The count's quickly 0-2. Peterson's 0 for 2, but was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. And we will do it again here at 0-2. And if you're joining us, maybe thinking you're going to catch game 2 right now, with it being around 8 o'clock Central Time, we are still in game number 1. In the bottom of the 6th inning, 0-2 pitch is fouled back. Again, we had an hour and 4-minute rain delay. We got started at 5:04 Mountain Time, 6:04 Central Time. So that puts us behind quite a bit. As we're closing in at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. 0-2 pitch another time. Ground ball to Shufflebine at third. He fields. He slipped and fell. The throw to first is not going to be in time. And another run will come in to score. Spike maybe got caught in the infield dirt. And everybody is safe. An infield single. And hard to put an error to Shufflebine on that play. As it's now a 7-4 ball game. And it's max speed with runners at the corners and 2 away. 9th man to come to the plate. A 4-run 6th inning. Makes this a 7-4 lead for Post 320. And the Yates will have to score 3 times in the top of the 7th. Runner takes off. They will get the runner now to Pickle. The throw to the plate. Peterson will chase him back to third. A couple of throws. Shufflebine now. He will throw it to Doyle. The tag will be applied, and that will end the inning here in the bottom of the 6th. So a 7-4 lead here for Post 320, a 4-run 6th inning, and the Yates now will have to score 3 times in the 7th as they trail it by 3. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Whoa! Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Slide! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Top of the 7th. It is a 7-4 lead for Rapid City Post 320. And the 8s will have 2, 3, and 4, needing a 3-run comeback here in the 7th to extend this ball game into the 7th inning. Tanner Knutson came in relief. The 8 scored twice to take a 4-3 lead at the top of the 6th. It was 4 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base in the 6th inning for Post 320. And now Sutton Sunshine, Grayson Hunsley, and Charlie Simpson will have to start a 3-run rally here in the 7th inning. Otherwise, the 8s will fall to 0-7, and will drop the first to Post 320. That would end their 10-game losing streak. They're trying to end that 10-game losing streak. They're 1-16 in South Dakota games. As the first pitch to Sunshine's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Sunshine had driven in both runs leading into that 6th inning. He is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Make that 2 for 3 as that'll be flown out towards right center field. Down for a base hit. Sunshine will round first and down by 3. Maybe he could have made the second base, but he will pull up with a leadoff single.
Next batter, number 5, Grayson Hunsley.
And that's how you wanted to start the 7th inning. Get the leadoff man on base. Everything wouldn't have been good for Sunshine to be thrown out at second from Post 320. But when you're down by 3, you don't need to force the issue. As Hunsley will go the other way, reaching for it and getting a base hit. Sunshine will stop at second, station to station for Sunshine right now. Hunsley is now 1 for 4. That's a
next batter,
good first
12,
hit. Good
Charlie
timing for that
Simpson.
first hit. And it brings up Charlie Simpson. Wasn't the best swing, and one that you say, hey, well, you got a base hit. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. And Hunsley was able to just stick the bat out, put the ball through the hole on the right side, and put yourself at first base. Charlie Simpson now will come to the plate. His first pitch swinging. That's flown out towards left field. That's going to get over the head of the left fielder, and it will go all the way to the wall. Rounding third, coming in to score. The throw will be coming to the plate. It'll be up the line. First run will score. It's a RBI double for Charlie Simpson, and it's 7-5. And just like that, the 8s have the tie run in score position.
Number 22, Cooper Terwilliger.
And Cooper Terwilliger, who is 1 for 3, has a chance to tie the ball game up. We'll get a mound visit from Post 320. RBI double for Charlie Simpson. Sunshine, who rounded third, he was a little slow. He wanted to tag from second to third, so he was a little bit slow going. Grayson Hunsley was 3/4 of the way to second base. So once that ball was down, he was almost trying to race Sunshine to third. Hunsley, knowing that Sunshine was going to be heading out, and now we're going to get a pinch runner here for Charlie Simpson, maybe. We will, as it will be Braden Houlette that will come run for Charlie Simpson. So Houlette who represents the tying run, had a little extra speed out there in the base pass. He represents the tying run here for Post States. With nobody out here in the top of the 7th, Cooper Terwilliger's got a chance to try and tie the game up. Tanner Knutson was ready to go, but the home plate umpire was putting down the scorecard with Houlette coming in the ball game. And to wait for him to get the mask on, he was ready to go, and Cooper Terwilliger will be looking for the 2 RBI base hit. First pitch is at the top of the zone for a strike.
Courtesy running for Pierre, number 2, Braden Hewlett.
Oh, 1 count here to Terwilliger. With nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Tying runs at 2nd and 3rd right now. Fouled at the plate by Terwilliger, and the count's now 0-2, well out in front of that pitch. Miles Doyle's got 100 pitches. So would think that J.J. Buckles will maybe come in and pitch the bottom of the 7th as long as the 8s at least tied the game up. And with nobody out and runners at 2nd and 3rd, you feel like they got to tie the game. They have to tie the game up. 0-2 pitch. Terwilliger will foul that away. Was able to stay on it. And the count remains at 0-2. An 0-2 count with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Grayson Hunsley is at 3rd. Braden Hewlett running for Charlie Simpson is at 2nd. The 0-2. That is fouled again out of play by Terwilliger. It'll be another 0-2 pitch upcoming. And barring a double play, we'll have Bridger Babcock, the DH, that will come up to the plate at some point here, and he's got a bat. And I only mentioned that because with Miles Doyle probably ending the line, we would see maybe if he would come in and hit, that means he would stay in the ball game. As Terwilliger will foul that back, and the count again remains at 0-2. But at least giving Babcock a chance to swing the bat one more time if they do make the switch to Buckles in the 7th inning, and then how they make the change. Obviously, Babcock can stay in the ball game and still end up playing the field. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Terwilliger with a shot to left field. It'll be caught by the left fielder. Runner will tag at 3rd, and Hunsley, he will come in to score, and it's a 7-6 ball game. Productive outs. Runner will have to stay at 2nd in Hewlett's. Terwilliger with the RBI sac fly.
Batter, number 23, J.J. Buckles.
And it's J.J. Buckles who had given the 8s the lead in that top of the 6th inning. Now have a chance to tie the game up here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. So the Stars get their first out. But the 8s still have their tying runner unscoring position. First pitch, top of the zone, taken for a strike. Buckles is 1 for 3. Ground out to the shortstop, struck out swinging in the 2nd and 4th innings. Then the RBI single up the middle. They made it a 4-3 lead at that time for Post 8. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Buckles was swinging out of his shoes on that pitch. Waiting for it and didn't wait long enough. And the count's now 0-2. One-run ball game here in the 7th. The 8s trailed 3-1, made it 3-2. Picked up a 4-3 lead before a 7-4 game. Now 7-6. Buckles swings and misses for strike 3. And there are 2 down. And it's up to Bridger Babcock to at least extend the game to Dawson Getz.
Next batter, number
if not,
13, Bridger
tie the ball game up. With 2 outs, with contact, Hewlett will take off anything through the infield. Would think that Hewlett will be set to try and score to tie the game up. The base open. Dawson gets it a base hit last time. Babcock's 0 for 3. Getz is 1 for 3. They're going to pitch to Bridger Babcock. First pitch is outside for ball 1. See if they got to extend the game to Dawson Getz unless you get 2 wild pitches. Have to find a way to score Braden Hewlett over at 2nd. 1-0. That one will catch the outside corner. That's a really tough pitch to hit if you're Bridger Babcock. That's make sure that that's really low and away. That's a hard one for any hitter to try and get a piece of. But the count's 1-1. They're gonna maybe go outside and again 1-1 pitch. Babcock with a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the third baseman. The throw to first, it is going to be dropped, and then taken off for third is Ouellette. He will get to third base as he slides in. And an error will be charged to post 320. That makes it first and third, and the game will continue. Dawson Getz will have a chance now to tie the game up.
Next batter, number 7.
Sails through
Dawson
one
Getz.
across. When it was dropped by the first baseman, it'll be a throwing error that will be charged to the third baseman, Sales, because it was diving for it was the first baseman and Dressler. His foot might even have been off the bag as well. But a throwing error is charged to the third baseman, Sales, and now Dawson Getz. Tying run 90 feet away here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. First pitch, Getz with a ground ball. That is snagged by the shortstop on the left side to make the play, tagging the second base bag, and the ball game will come to an end.
By the final score of 7-6.
Post 8 gets 2 runs in the 7th inning on 3 hits, an error, and two men left on base. But unfortunately for the Eights, they came up 1 run short. They fall 7-6 to post 320 here in game number 1. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap it up for game 1 and start to get you set for game number 2. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
As we welcome you back, here it is a final 7-6 for Post 320 over Pierre Post 8 in game number 1. As the Eights had the tying run at third base, had the go-ahead run at first, but unable to cash in on that final chance as they dropped the first game of the doubleheader and now are 0-7 on the season, as Post 320 will pick up their third win. They're 3-27 and now 2-16 in South Dakota games. Tanner Knutson will get the win, as it was Nolan Williamson that went 5 innings. He gave him the 4 runs. He was on the hook until it was a 4-run sixth inning that gave Post 320 the lead. Miles Doyle will pick up the loss in a complete game effort at 6 innings, as it was 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on base for Pierre. 7 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 6 men left on base for Post 320. Time of the ball game was 2 hours and 8 minutes as we will be about a half an hour before we get started. So we're looking at maybe around 8:45 Central Time for the start of game number 2 of our doubleheader, as the Eights and Pierre will be looking, or excuse me, Pierre and Rapid City will be playing in that second game, and the Eights again will be looking for that first win of the 2024 season. Eights had their chances. They had 2 hits in that first inning, did not cash in. The leadoff man and the second man in Sudden Sunshine, Nolan Peterson, each went with base hits. Picked up the first 2 guys on base, but did not cash in any of those runs. Sudden Sunshine did finish with 2 RBIs. Charlie Simpson, Cooper Twilliger also with an RBI. J.J. Buchholz went 1 for 4 with an RBI as well. And the Eights hitting, feeling a little bit better, feel a little bit more confident at the plates, but still can't quite get the runs when they need it the most. And will end up dropping game 1 of the doubleheader here this evening against 320. So even though we heard the 5 o'clock news from News Director Zach Nelson a little while ago, we're going to hear from him again coming up in just a little bit. We're going to end the YouTube broadcast here, and of course he had the KC Sierra logo up for the majority of the game. We're going to hopefully get that all taken care of to start the second game and get you back, and we'll get you full video coverage as well on YouTube at KCCR Sports for our second game. So we'll send things back to the station. We'll have a 4-minute break. We'll then hear from News Director Zach Nelson, and we will be back after a little while here on YouTube at KCCR Sports, but also on the air on KCCR. Back in 4 minutes with the News Director Zach Nelson with his 5 o'clock news. Post 8 drops game 1, 7-6 to Post 320